Something truly fascinating today. So, I want you to just picture a scene with me for a second. It's early morning in India, and millions of families are striking a match, right? They're lighting a delicate incense stick to start their day. Okay, now fast forward a few hours. We're in Saudi Arabia. A host is welcoming guests into their home, completely filling the room with the incredibly rich, warm aroma of burning Bakhoor. Now let's skip right across the globe to the United States. The workday is finally over, and someone is lighting a beautifully scented incense cone in their living room just to create this relaxing, stress-free vibe. What we are exploring today is a business built entirely around these deeply ingrained, everyday human moments.
So that brings us to a really crucial question. How does one simple product connect billions of people? Think about it. We just pictured completely different cultures, entirely different religions, and vastly different daily traditions. And yet, there's this quiet, invisible thread connecting them all together. The simple fact is, people absolutely love beautiful fragrances. And what's amazing, especially from an entrepreneurial standpoint, is that this universal human habit has quietly created an incredibly resilient business model. We're talking about a business that doesn't rely on the latest, flash-in-the-pan tech fad. And surprisingly, as our source material from SaatPro reveals, you really don't need millions of dollars to become a part of it.
So here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The global fragrance market. 2. Products and market opportunity. 3. Investment and profit models. 4. Marketing strategies and challenges. And finally, number 5, building a timeless brand. Let's jump right in. Starting with Section 1, the global fragrance market. When most people hear the phrase incense business, I bet their minds immediately go straight to temples and religious ceremonies. But the real magic of this industry is its universal appeal, which is driven by some really profound regional differences. For instance, in India and Nepal, the primary driver definitely is daily worship products. But if you shift your focus over to Saudi Arabia and the Gulf countries, the demand completely shifts to premium Bakhoor and rich oud-based fragrances. Move over to the US and Europe, and suddenly the market is driven by meditation, yoga, aromatherapy, and home decor. And then over in Southeast Asia, it's this unique mix of temple supplies and herbal incense. For a smart entrepreneur, this is literally a gold mine of data. Because instead of trying to force one generic product onto the whole world, you can tailor specific, highly targeted product lines for very different global markets. And stepping beyond just geography, we really have to look at the actual use cases for modern fragrance consumers today. We're talking about meditation and yoga studios. We are looking at the booming luxury gifting sector. Just think about the hospitality industry for a second. High-end hotels, spas, wellness centers, they are all creating signature scents. Then you have massive spiritual events and weddings. The fundamental takeaway here, today's entrepreneurs in this space aren't just selling a staple commodity. No, they are selling an experience. They are creating atmospheres for luxury homes and global wellness businesses. Moving on to Section 2, products and market opportunity. Okay, so we know who is buying, but what exactly are they buying? And just how big is the pie we are talking about here? Well, consider this staggering number, 1,000 crore rupees. According to our source data, in India alone, the Agarbatti or incense stick market is estimated to be worth well over 1,000 crore rupees. That is massive. And the crazy thing is, this isn't a stagnant number. It represents steady, reliable annual growth, and it's being driven not just by daily household consumption or vibrant festivals, but increasingly by international exports and that booming wellness demand we were just talking about. Make no mistake, this is an industry with serious financial weight behind it. Now, here is where the entrepreneurial light bulb should really go off for you. From one relatively small manufacturing setup, you are absolutely not limited to just making incense sticks. Think about this. A single factory can produce Agarbatti, dupe sticks and cones, Bakhoor, camphor tablets, cotton wicks, Havan materials, herbal incense, scented cones, and ultimately, those high-margin premium gift packs. You don't need a brand new factory for each of these. By simply tweaking your molds, your raw materials, and your packaging, a single production space lets you massively expand your product catalog. And obviously, the more products you manufacture, the larger your potential customer base becomes. It's really brilliant. And honestly, here is the absolute best part of this whole business model. Recurring demand. People simply don't buy one packet of incense for their entire life. They use it up, and then what do? They come back again and again and again. Try to compare that to the tech world. Smartphones become completely outdated in a year or two. Fashion trends, they disappear after a single season. But fragrance? People have literally been using fragrances for thousands of years. It's a daily, consumable habit. This evergreen, recurring nature is exactly what makes this business so incredibly attractive to seasoned investors and new entrepreneurs alike. Let's look at Section 3, investment and profit models.
So we've established that the market is huge and the demand is recurring. But I know you're probably wondering, okay, what does it actually cost to get this thing off the ground? Well, prepare to be surprised. The financial barrier to entry here is remarkably low. A basic setup for manufacturing products like incense sticks can often begin with an investment of just 60,000 to 1.5 lakh rupees. Obviously, yes, this is going to vary based on your equipment, your capacity, and your packaging choices. But when you compare that to, say, opening a restaurant or launching a high-tech startup, this is an incredibly accessible entry point for an ambitious entrepreneur. Let's demystify what that investment actually buys you. You really don't need a giant industrial complex. In fact, many entrepreneurs literally start out in small, rented workshops. The roadmap is incredibly straightforward. First, you begin with raw material preparation. So that's blending your fragrance oils, your bamboo sticks, and herbal powders. That mix then feeds directly into your rolling or stick-making machines. After that, it goes to a dedicated, well-ventilated drying space. And finally, you pack and label. That's it. It is a highly repeatable operational loop. You master it once, and then easily scale it up as your demand increases. Now for the fun part, how do you actually make money? Well, like most manufacturing, it completely depends on who is buying from you. If you focus on wholesale manufacturing, your profit margins on each individual item are going to be lower, sure, but you are moving massive volumes of product. Conversely, if you decide to build a retail brand, each packet earns significantly more because you can charge that premium pricing. But here's what's really interesting. The most successful manufacturers out there, they don't choose just one. They operate a hybrid model. They do bulk manufacturing to keep the machines running and the cash flowing, right alongside selling premium branded products to capture those high-end retail margins. Multiple income streams, literally from the very same factory floor. All right, section 4, marketing strategies and challenges. Because look, making a great product is only half the battle. You still have to get it into your customers' hands. And the crucial point here is that you must think beyond the traditional puja or religious supply shop. Look at all your other retail avenues. You've got supermarkets, gift stores, wellness shops, organic grocers, yoga studios, high-end hotels, interior decor boutiques, and of course, massive global e-commerce marketplaces. And please never underestimate the power of presentation here. Smart luxury packaging can completely transform a basic 20 rupee incense bundle into a highly sought-after premium gift item that looks perfectly at home sitting on the shelf of a high-end wellness boutique. In many ways, your brand creates as much value as the incense itself. And when you are just starting out, don't worry, you don't need a multi-million-dollar advertising budget. Your first customers are usually right in your neighborhood. Look at these highly effective, really low-cost early marketing tactics. Walk into local retailers and pitch them directly. Supply the wholesalers right in your city. Put up some targeted local banners. And here's a big one. Seriously, pull out your smartphone and post social media videos showing the hypnotic, satisfying process of your manufacturing. People on the internet love seeing how things are made. Combine that by listing on e-commerce platforms and building a clean, professional B2B website for those wholesale inquiries, and you have built a very solid foundation to gain early awareness and customer trust. But, as I always like to point out in these explainers, we have to stay grounded in reality. Every business has its hurdles. For a fragrance manufacturer, your core responsibilities are pretty strict. You absolutely must maintain consistent fragrance quality. I mean, if a customer buys a scent they love, it has to smell exactly the same the next time they buy it, right? You need reliable raw material sourcing. You have to ensure safe manufacturing practices in your workshop. You also need to plan for seasonal demand spikes, especially around the festivals. And if you plan to ship internationally, you have to navigate export and products compliance. So yes, it takes meticulous attention to detail, but the entrepreneurs who conquer these challenges, those are the ones who build fiercely loyal, long-term customer bases. And finally, Section 5, building a timeless brand. We've spent some time talking about starting small in a rented workshop, but how exactly does that humble setup evolve into a highly recognizable international name? Well, just look at how incredible the growth trajectory can actually be. A lot of today's most successful fragrance companies started with just one simple idea: create products that people genuinely enjoy using every single day. And over time, that single product evolves. It expands into full luxury fragrance collections. It grows into a massive export business reaching across continents. You might develop a specialized hotel supply brand or a really comprehensive wellness products line. You could even launch monthly subscription boxes that deliver new curated scents to loyal customers, or design high-end festival gift collections.
The opportunity isn't just in the physical act of manufacturing. The real massive scale comes from building a recognizable, trusted brand identity.
As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this final, incredibly powerful thought directly from the SaatPro article. Sometimes the most enduring businesses aren't built around the newest inventions. They're built around timeless human habits. Whether it's a prayer room in India, a majlis in Saudi Arabia, or a yoga studio in California, pleasant aromas remain an unbroken part of daily human life. So I have to ask you, are you ready to stop endlessly chasing temporary, fleeting tech trends and perhaps start looking at building a truly timeless business? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.